That's the central question, right? Because I think this is probably the question the Raptors are asking themselves. This is probably the question that rival teams are asking themselves is like, what is OG Anunoby's potential? And not even just potential like 2-3 years. I mean like potential like next season, right? Because the thing with OG is a little bit hard to figure out. So I remember last season, the Raptors trade Norm at the trade deadline. And obviously that was a really weird year as Tampa, whatever, but it's still meaningful basketball. And it felt like once they dealt Norm, it was like, all right, we're going to run a lot of these sets for OG. And we're going to give, just overall, OG's going to get more touches. Last 18 games of the season for OG Anunoby, this is after Norm gets dealt, averages 18.5 points per game, shoots 47% from the field, shoots 40% from three on 7 attempts per game, gives you 5 rebounds, 3 assists, defense, whatever, right? So pretty good production. Then coming into this season, the first 2 games, I don't know what OG was on. He was 3 of 17 and then 4 of 17, okay? I'm just going to be nice and erase that because he didn't look like himself. Then there was a 13-game period between those first 2 games, and then when he got the hip pointer injury in practice, I knocked him out for a month. He averaged 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 46% from the field, and shot 40% from 3 on 7.5 three-point attempts per game. So if that is the version of OG that you expect next season, roughly essentially 20 points per game, 47% shooting, 40% from 3 on a high volume of attempts with defense, then yes, absolutely, he is worth more than a 7th pick plus Josh Hart.
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely, the Raptors should be looking to keep him and develop him and put the pieces around him. However, as you mentioned, it's kind of up and down.
It was pretty up and down, and he got hurt a bunch of times. And I'd argue, look, I don't know that anyone has thought more of OG's defense over the years than me and written more about him being all defense and stuff. He wasn't that great defensively to start the year when he was carrying a larger offensive load. And if you're talking about how you construct a functional offense with this team's identity, the more OG has the ball in his hands, the fewer of those 3-point opportunities that are very valuable the fewer of those he's going to get. So you're in a weird spot where player development wise, yes, he should be getting more opportunities. You should take the lumps. Like the 82 games are not as important as where you're going, right? That's all there. But if you were maximizing for one game and one must win, well, OG is your probably 3rd best outside shooter as a spot up guy after Fred and Gary.
Yeah.
He is one of your best transition players. He's one of your best offensive rebounders. He's one of your best cutters. He does all the role player thing. And role player is not even fair because OG is better than a role player or a high-end 3-and-D guy or whatever. But those are all the kind of get in where you fit in shot types. And he's very good at all of them. Yeah. And
that's what makes him efficient.
Other guys on the team aren't that good at them. And they're maybe a little better with the ball in their hands or improvising and stuff like that. And then OG's also at this point still, maybe Precious gets there, but right now he's your most important defender.
Yeah.
So if you're optimizing this team for one game and one win, yeah, sorry, OG, but you're better off filling in all these gaps that the team needs. The hard part with anything like this, and we'll probably talk about it with Gary Trent next year too, because he'll be heading into an opt-out year. When Precious is due an extension, we'll probably talk about him, is where is that trade-off as a team that is trying to win now but also develop?
Right.
Because, again, I just laid out the case why you wouldn't want to expand OG's role in an important game, but not every game is that important. You can take some lumps and you can, certainly Fred's usage is going to come down, whether it's minutes or actual usage percentage.
You think so? Not another All-Star campaign?
No, I think if they play, I don't know, Nick Nurse seemed very much like he is not going to use Fred that way because not having Fred is so costly. I don't know, but
I agree with you. Don't burn him out. It makes sense. You got to sell it to everybody. Look, I think
there are 100 shots or 100 offensive possessions, let's say, available in a game. You can create more of those for yourself by getting offensive rebounds.
Oh, the Raptors definitely. I was going to say, out of those 100, probably 80 of those are regular shots.
Yeah.
And then 20 of those are putbacks in transition.
But you only have so many of them to go around, no matter how many turnovers you force and no matter how many offensive rebounds you get. So you have to figure out how you're going to split this stuff up. And, OG can help himself, too, by improving in a couple ways. His handle hasn't come along as well as we'd hope. He does have some nice moves. He's got a nice spin move. He's so strong going to the rim that he can finish through contact a lot or get to the line. but his handle isn't all the way there, and that's why he's a little more turnover prone on ISOs than we'd expect. His passing has always been, I think, an underrated skill when it comes to like, hey, I'm going to cut baseline and then I'm going to find a dump off, or I'm the roll man and I'm going to make a great kick out off the short roll that nobody expected because nobody expects me to get the ball as a roll man. Like, he is a good passer, but when he has controlled possessions, that hasn't been there. And that's a development thing. Like, you can go back to DeMar's, third season carrying an offensive workload, and that was the criticism of him. Pascal a couple years ago, he hit the same kind of point when they were expanding his role in the bench mob year. So that's a natural thing guys got to go through. It's just, these are the hard questions that happen when you're trying to win and develop.
Yeah, fair enough. And look, I think you have to consider the construct of the team as well, because I think some people might look at it in terms of like, well, the Raptors do have Pascal here playing that position. They have Scotty here playing that position, and clearly Scotty's role is going to continue to increase, obviously, now that he's run Rookie of the Year and just straight up has the most potential in the team. It's not close. But I guess I just don't buy into that kind of thinking, first off. I don't think the Raptors do either. I think like what they've really done, is build a roster that has overlapping skill sets on purpose because they want to make that into their identity. That the identity is that skill set.
It's also that the more of those guys you have, the harder it is to deal with, right? If one guy on the team can handle and pass and shoot, and everyone around him is Matisse Thybulle and J. Cole, then it doesn't really matter. But if every one of those...
Why you got to diss Daryl Morey's roster like this? They could use J. Cole, actually.
J. Cole already glued to the bench for Scarborough, by the way. He played 4 minutes the other night. But no, if you have one of those guys, it's good. That's a good player. You can build an offense with that. Like, you see it with, it's the thing people are still dreaming on with Ben Simmons. But if you have a bunch of those guys, then when that first advantage is created and the ball gets kicked out and that guy attacks what's already a small advantage, he has the same skill set to then make that advantage larger and set someone else up. Like, those are multiplier skill sets. It's why a guy like Marc Gasol was so valuable, even though he couldn't score a lot. It's why a guy in the playoffs like Thad Young stood out so much, where it's like, wow, another one of those guys who's smart and can handle a bit and make those passes. Suddenly everything's easier for everyone, it feels like. So that's why they want to have a team full of them. It's just when those guys are young and they have big contracts ahead of them, it's hard to get everyone enough touches, probably.